there's a number of different benefits you can get from wet sanding and polishing your own car. One, you're going to get a show car texture like this, which in a body shop would cost you upwards of $300 to $400 without it, and they're not going to do it the same way you would do it. You would take your time and go over every square inch of your own car, whereas they're going to be on a clock as they do this. Number two, you're going to be able to take scratches out. You're going to be able to take graffiti off of your car. You're going to be able to just clean it up to the maximum by watching this video and doing these techniques that I'm using right now. Alright, we've got a scratch here. I'm going to show you how to take this out real quick. Okay, the scratch is right here. I don't know if you can see that. What I'm going to do though...
Actually, I can see two scratches. I see one big thick one and one swirly light one.
Now, since we know that that's a pretty deep scratch, or it's a moderately deep scratch, I'm going to go back to my 1000 grit and my sanding block. Now it depends on the course of the scratch really. If you have multiple scratches and things of that nature that you're trying to take out and you think they're pretty well deep, I wouldn't suggest going any further than 1000 grit. You can use 800, but after you use 800, you always want to bring it at least back at 12 or 1500 grit sandpaper. You can go to 2000 or 3000 grit. It just depends on how well you want to work with your buffer and how much you want to work with it. If you don't like working with the buffer all that much, take it on out. Take it on out with 2000 grit. We're going to go ahead and go over the scratch. And again, it's still important to keep your sandpaper and your block moving in the same direction. Keep your sandpaper wet too. You notice all the white film that's coming off of it, and again that's telling me that this has a lot of clear on it and I'm safe to go ahead and do this. You do not want to buff a car out or wet sand a car out that does not do this. And I would suggest using a lower portion of a fender or something of that nature first to try and see if you can see this white milky film. If that's white and milky like that, your car has clear on it. If it turns into, like, this car is gold right here. If it turns into a gold film like this, stay away. Don't buff it, because you will screw your paint job up. But like I said, 90% of the cars out there on the road today are shot with clear on them. I guess, unless you're into tractor paint. Single stage. We'll go ahead and dry this off. That should have taken most of that scratch out. I don't know how well you can see it in the camera, but what I'm doing is I'm going over this real light, pressing this water back. I'm looking at it like a 35-degree angle and drying this off. Now what I'll see, if there's still a scratch there, is I'll be able to see it in the dullness, which I do believe that scratch is gone. So now that I know, well, I can still see a little bit of it, but what I can do with that is I can take, since it's a minute portion, I can lighten up on the sandpaper a little bit and go to my 1500 again. That's pretty much all there is to it. Just keep working it out like this, and usually, to be honest with you, I've spent, after painting a car or something of that nature, I've probably spent, you can easily wrap up 100 hours in a show car. Easily, if not more. It just depends on how particular you want to get about it. You can do just the top surfaces, or you can go for mirrors under the bottom. It's totally up to you on how well you want to do it. I've done a couple of GTOs that I've spent well over 160 hours in. But that's pretty much it for that. We're going to go ahead and get these scratches buffed out now. Since we know we ended up with 1500, again, we're going to start with the Perfect Cut 3 on it. Just a little bit of that, because I'm going to go over polishing next with you and hand glaze. I do believe the scratch is gone, just like that. From scratches to shine, that's what you want. Scratches to shine. Now what I'm going to do, since we've buffed this particular portion out, we're going to take, and it's important to keep your buffing pad clean too. You can clean your buffing pad a number of different ways. I guess you can call it the old-fashioned way, is where you take a screwdriver, or if you have a buffing spur, you use a buffing spur too. But what I'll do is I will take this piece of plastic, take and clean my pad off with it. Now, you can use a screwdriver or any kind of object really that's hardened enough to clean your pad off with. It's important to keep them clean. Now what I'll do is I'll grab this polisher. And this is basically made for nothing more than like a compound that is very light. It's for basically taking swirls off and coming to and working its way in for you to do a hand glaze job. And this is what we're getting to really quick here. So what I'll do is I'll take, this is a compound. It's actually for taking swirls out. And I'll just take and spread a little bit of this stuff on here. And I'll use this pad to lightly go over it. What I'll do is I'll put a little bit more of this stuff on in spots, and then for my last polish, I'll take what is known as more or less a baby diaper or a very soft cloth like this, a polishing cloth. You can get these about anywhere, Walmart, Costco, AutoZone, doesn't matter. Just so long as it's like a polishing wax cloth, you can use to take off you'll come back to your car one day and you'll be getting a lot of compliments on how well it looks. Takes out scratches, takes out orange peel, takes out fisheye, takes out the dirt that was left in the clear. You name it. You got a glass finish when you're done. That's it. That's how you do it. You can pull your tape. You can polish over the tops of these that we weren't able to get at the time you were polishing. That's basically it. There's no secret. Now you know. You can create a show car shine anytime now. If you have any questions of that nature, feel free to leave me a question. Help you out as much as I can. And if you take and do your whole car like this, you're going to have a finish that's just going to blow people's minds. Again, thanks for watching. This is Rebel Haze.